Let me ask you something. Have you decided to be great? Not just good, not just average, not just comfortable, but great. Because here's the truth, plain and simple. Greatness is a choice. It's not reserved, it's earned. And the moment you truly decide to rise above mediocrity, that's when everything begins to change. Not the day you get lucky, not the day circumstances shift, but the day you shift inside. You see, success is not about more talent, more luck, or better timing. It's about becoming the kind of person who attracts greatness through discipline, philosophy, character, and effort. Success is something you attract by the person you become. So the question is, what kind of person are you becoming? Greatness doesn't begin when the spotlight hits. It begins in the quiet hours, in the small disciplines, in the decisions no one sees but shape everything you'll ever be. So today we're going on a journey toward your best self, toward purpose, toward mastery, toward a life that matters. Because greatness is not a place you stumble into. It's a place you build brick by brick, day by day. Let's begin. Greatness begins not with a step, but with a decision. And not just any decision. A life-altering, non-negotiable decision. The kind of decision that says, I will no longer settle. I will no longer shrink. I will rise. Everything begins with decision. Indecision is the thief of opportunity. You see, most people want success, but they haven't decided on it. They want more, but they're still tolerating less. They admire greatness from afar, but they haven't drawn the line and said, this is who I must become. That decision, that clear, absolute decision, is where greatness starts. Because until you decide, you drift. And drifting never leads to greatness. It leads to regret. Now, what does this decision really look like? It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It happens quietly, inside you. When you look in the mirror and say, I'm capable of more. I'm meant for more. And I won't leave this life without finding out how much more I can be. Don't leave this world without using up all your potential. See, you don't need more permission. You don't need someone to anoint you. You need to decide. Decide to raise your standards. Decide to stop making excuses. Decide to stop blaming your circumstances. Because here's the reality. You don't get what you want. You get what you're willing to fight for. And the fight starts with you, your thoughts, your disciplines, your philosophy. Most people want change without challenge. But the challenge is what makes the change real. And yes, this decision will cost you. It will cost you your comfort. It will cost you your distractions. It may cost you some relationships, but it will give you your life. Now, let's get practical. How do you make this decision real and not just emotional? 1, write it down. Put it on paper. Make it tangible. Because once it's written, it becomes a contract with your future self. 2, declare your values. What do you stand for? What do you refuse to tolerate from yourself anymore? What kind of person must you become to live a life of greatness? 3, set non-negotiables. Decide what you must do daily, no matter what. Even when it's boring, even when it's hard, even when no one's watching. That's how you separate yourself. Greatness doesn't shout. It whispers. It's found in quiet discipline, not public applause. Success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying basic fundamentals. So what are the fundamentals? Reading, thinking, writing your goals, managing your time, keeping your word. Simple things, done with excellence. Let me say that again. Greatness is found in the consistent execution of simple things with uncommon discipline. And all of that begins with one thing, a decision. So if you're waiting for the perfect time, stop. If you're waiting to feel ready, stop. Decide right now, here, today. Decide to raise your standard. Decide to give more than you take. Decide to become the kind of person who doesn't just talk about greatness, but lives it. Because in the end, greatness is not something you chase. It's something you choose. And every day that you act on that choice, you build it. You own it. You live it. Let's keep building. Let me ask you a simple but important question. Do you want it or do you deserve it? See, people want success. They want wealth. They want health. They want happiness. But wanting isn't the problem. We all have wants. That's easy. The question is, do we deserve what we want? Now that's a different conversation. You see, life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you deserve. And that's what separates the average from the extraordinary. Let's make it simple. You plant a seed in the soil, that's desire. You water it every day, that's discipline. You clear the weeds, that's focus. You protect it from pests, that's awareness. And over time, you grow fruit. That's reward. That's greatness. But here's the truth most never admit. You don't get fruit because you want it. You get it because you did the work to grow it. Wanting is seductive. It sounds like this. I want a 6-figure income. I want peace of mind. I want a better relationship. I want to be great. And wanting feels good for a moment. But if wanting isn't followed by work, it becomes nothing more than a fantasy. Affirmation without discipline is the beginning of delusion. You can write your goals in gold ink. You can visualize, manifest, even chant them in the mirror. But if your actions say lazy, then life will match that energy and hand you exactly what you've earned. Because results don't respond to intention, they respond to action. So the real question becomes, what am I doing daily to become worthy of the life I say I want? And that begins with choices. You don't get what you want on your wish list. You get what you build on your calendar. Do you say you want success, but hit snooze 5 times? Do you say you want greatness, but scroll away your morning? Do you say you want to inspire others, but can't follow through on your own word? Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. If you want it, you must earn it. And if you don't earn it, you don't own it. And here's the good news. You can earn it, but you have to shift your mindset from wishing to working, from entitled to empowered, from I want to, I will. That's where greatness begins. Now, let's talk straight. You know what you're capable of. You've seen glimpses of your potential. And maybe you've ignored that voice, but not anymore. Starting today, I want you to hold yourself to a new standard. Not based on what you feel like doing, but based on what you deserve to become. Ask yourself this every day. Is this decision helping me earn the life I want? If not, change it. You see, you don't drift into greatness. You decide into it. And then you act on that decision day after day. This is one of the most powerful lessons I ever learned. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. So if you want abundance, become disciplined. If you want respect, become responsible. If you want love, become loving. If you want success, become valuable. And the moment you start becoming, life starts responding. You must work harder on yourself than you do on your job. That's the secret. Because when you grow, your results follow. Each night, when the day is done, look in the mirror and ask, did I live in a way today that makes me deserve what I say I want? If the answer is yes, good. Do it again tomorrow. If the answer is no, also good. Because now you know. And knowing gives you power. Don't just chase what's exciting. Chase what's earned. Because what's earned lasts. Success is predictable. It's not luck and it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. So choose what you deserve, not just what you want. And day by day, you'll build a life so strong, so real, so great, that it won't need to be wished for anymore. It will be earned. Let's talk about it now. The work, the daily focus, the long, quiet grind that no one applauds, but makes all the difference. You see, once you've made the decision And once you've raised your standards, now comes the part most people underestimate. Discipline is the foundation of all success. Without it, ambition has no muscle. It's the daily part, not the big event, not the loud announcement. It's the small, silent work done over and over again. Greatness is built in the daily. Let me explain something very important. You don't get better once in a while. You get better when you show up every day, little by little, bit by bit, brick by brick. Not everything has to be extreme, but it does have to be consistent. You don't have to run 10 miles today. You just have to run. You don't have to finish the book. You just have to read. You don't have to master the skill. You just have to practice it today. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day, while failure is simply a few errors in judgment, repeated every day. It's not about intensity. It's about intentionality. Are you focused or are you distracted? Let me say something that may surprise you. Working hard is not enough. If your energy is scattered, if your attention is always somewhere else, then your results will always be less than they could be. Don't just work hard. Work smart, focused, and with purpose. Focus is the magnifying glass. It takes the light of your effort and turns it into fire. And focus, my friend, is something you must protect. Protect it from the phone, from the scrolling, from the noise, from the people who want your time but not your growth. Your attention is your asset, so invest it carefully. The world will tempt you with complexity, fancy strategies, overloaded schedules, 1,000 tools and tricks. But greatness loves simplicity. A simple plan, a clear goal, a focused routine. Do a few things. Do them well. Do them daily. That's how you move from average to extraordinary. Success is neither magical nor mysterious. It is the natural consequence of consistently applying basic fundamentals. Fundamentals. That's the key word. Not fads. Not hacks. Fundamentals. Let me offer you a little tool that changed my life. Every day, set a non-negotiable appointment with yourself. It could be 30 minutes of reading, 1 hour of deep work, 15 minutes of reflection. But it must happen no matter what. Because every time you show up for yourself, you prove to yourself that you're serious. When the promise you make to yourself is as sacred as the one you make to others, that's when everything changes. You don't just build results. You build trust with yourself. And that trust, that's the root of confidence. Most people think discipline is a cage. But let me tell you the truth. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is freedom. Freedom from regret. Freedom from chaos. Freedom from the pain of what if. You don't need to control everything in life, but you can control how you show up each day. And that's where your power is. You can't control the wind, but you can adjust the sails. Your sail is your focus, your habits, your decision to do the work. Here's the part nobody sees. It's the early morning when you could have slept in but didn't. It's the evening when you turned off the TV and studied instead. It's the weekend when others relaxed and you built. These aren't glamorous, but they are golden, because that's where greatness lives. In the unseen moments, in the decision no one notices, but you do. And the best part? You don't need permission. You just need discipline. You just need focus. You just need to decide again today. People ask me, Jim, how do I stay focused? I tell them, you don't stay focused. You choose to return to it every day. Focus isn't something you have. It's something you maintain. And maintaining it is the work. Not easy, not perfect, but worth it. Because when you live a focused life, you move faster. You go deeper. You become greater. So today, cut the noise. Choose your priorities and do the work. Because the man or woman who wins is the one who masters daily focus. Let me begin with a question. How many times have you said to yourself, I'll start tomorrow, or maybe I'm not ready yet. I need more time. If you're honest, you know this is a trap, a comfortable trap. Waiting feels safe. It feels like you're respecting timing, but in truth, it's often fear disguised as patience. Too many people spend their lives waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. Waiting creates an illusion that someday, somehow, all the conditions will be perfect, and then you'll be ready to act. But the reality is this: the perfect moment rarely arrives. Every day you wait, you lose a day of progress. You lose a day of growth. You lose a day of becoming better. And it's not just time you lose. You lose momentum, that invisible energy that pushes you forward. Momentum is the secret force behind every great success story. Once you start, momentum builds. You find your rhythm. You gain confidence. But when you wait, momentum fades away. The hesitation grows. The self-doubt creeps in. The longer you wait, the harder it gets to start. Because waiting breeds questions. Am I really ready? Is this the right time? Do I have enough skill? Will I fail? Questions that paralyze. Questions that kill dreams. Now here's a truth that can change everything for you. You don't become ready by waiting. You become ready by doing. Action is the great teacher. Action builds confidence. Action creates progress. Look at any success you admire. No one got there by waiting. They got there by starting, by failing, by learning, by trying again. Action is the foundational key to all success. Don't wait until the conditions are perfect to begin. Beginning makes the conditions perfect. One of the biggest enemies of doing is overthinking. Many get stuck in analysis paralysis. They plan endlessly. They research endlessly. They prepare endlessly. Yet they never move. Because perfection is an illusion. And perfect is the enemy of progress. If you wait for perfect conditions, you'll never get anything done. You don't need to have every step mapped out. You don't need to know the entire path. You only need to take the next step. That next step might be small. It might be imperfect. But it must be taken. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Let me share a simple secret. Make starting a habit. No matter how tired you feel, no matter how uncertain you are, start before you're ready. If you want to write a book, write 1 paragraph today. If you want to get fit, move your body for 5 minutes today. If you want to build a business, make 1 phone call today. Small starts lead to big finishes. Small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements gained slowly over time. The habit of starting and starting again is what separates winners from wishers. Waiting is a form of comfort. It's easier to dream than to do. It's safer to plan than to risk. It's simpler to imagine than to struggle. But greatness lives beyond comfort zones. You must be willing to face uncertainty. You must be willing to risk failure. You must be willing to look foolish. If you want things you've never had, you must be willing to do things you've never done. Every step into the unknown strengthens your courage. Every risk taken builds your resilience. And every failure is a lesson disguised as a setback. So stop waiting for comfort. Start moving toward your goals, discomfort and all. Here's the bottom line. There will never be a perfect time. There will never be a flawless moment. There is only now. You have the power today to begin something new, to change your course, to build your greatness. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Don't waste more time in hesitation. Don't delay the life you could start living today. When you stop waiting and start doing, 2 things happen. You build belief in yourself. You create opportunities for growth. You become a doer, not a dreamer, not a talker, a doer. And the world rewards doers. Success is predictable. It's not luck, and it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. Greatness is not given. It is earned by those who act. So if you want greatness, stop waiting. Start doing. Take the first step, then the next, then the next. The path will reveal itself with each step you take. And one day, you'll look back, grateful you chose action over waiting. Let me ask you something simple, but important. What will they say about you when you're gone? What will your children say? What will your coworkers remember? What impact will your life have made, not just for yourself, but for others? Because that, my friend, that is the true measure of greatness. Success is fine. Money is good. But a life that matters, that's the ultimate prize. See, most people are chasing something they can spend, but few are building something that will last. That's the difference between a goal and a legacy. A goal is about achievement. A legacy is about impact. Now listen, success is important. Success puts food on the table. It pays the bills. It builds confidence. It shows you what you're capable of. But if you're wise, you'll understand something early. Success is not the final destination. It's the starting point. The purpose of success is not to build a taller wall around your life. The purpose of success is to widen the gate for others, to become someone who lifts, inspires, teaches, and serves. Don't just work to make a living. Work to make a difference. When your thoughts start shifting from me to we, you've entered the mindset of legacy. Everything you build today, your character, your habits, your voice, will outlive you in some form. So here's the question. What are you building that will stand the test of time? Buildings crumble. Money fades. Trends change. But impact, that lasts. The encouragement you gave your children, the example you set for your team, the wisdom you pass down through your words and actions, that lives on. Your legacy is every life you've touched, every person you've encouraged, every soul you've inspired to rise. So start living today with that in mind. Some people think legacy is something you write in your will, but that's not true. Legacy isn't something you leave behind. It's something you live every single day. It's how you show up, how you treat people, how you respond to challenge, how you stay grounded in values when the world pulls you toward compromise. How you live becomes your message to the world. Are you a person who follows through? Do you speak life into others or take it away with criticism? Do you lift the room when you walk in or when you walk out? Every day, with every action, you're building a legacy whether you realize it or not. So what kind of life creates a meaningful legacy? It's not about being the loudest or the richest or the most famous. It's about being the most anchored. Anchored in principle. Anchored in purpose. Anchored in truth. Legacy comes from doing what's right, not what's easy. From saying no to short-term pleasure in favor of long-term values. From choosing humility over ego, service over selfishness, consistency over convenience. Character is doing what's right even when no one is watching. Legacy is what people remember when they do. So be a person of principle, because people may forget what you did, but they'll never forget who you were. Here's one more powerful idea. Legacy is not what you achieve. It's what you help others achieve. The greatest leaders, the ones we talk about for generations, weren't just achievers. They were builders of people. They took time to teach. They gave when they didn't have to. They listened when it wasn't convenient. They encouraged when others were about to quit. The real measure of your influence is how many people get better because of you. So ask yourself, who are you helping grow? Who are you mentoring, guiding, supporting? That's the multiplier. That's the spark that ignites true legacy. You don't need to wait until the end of life to think about your legacy. You can begin today. You begin by living each day as if it matters, because it does. Start with small things. Keep your word. Do your best work, even when no one's watching. Be kind when it's not expected. Share what you've learned, not to impress, but to help. Greatness is built in the moments no one sees, but everyone feels. Live that kind of life, and you won't need to build a monument. Your life will be the monument. When your time is done, and it will be someday, they won't talk about your bank account. They won't talk about your car. They won't talk about your title. They'll talk about your impact, the words you spoke, the actions you lived, the light you gave, the standard you set. Don't live so that people remember your name. Live so they remember your values. So live boldly. Live with discipline. Live with purpose. Live in such a way that your life echoes. Because greatness isn't just what you achieve in your lifetime. It's what continues long after you're gone. And that, my friend, is the ultimate form of success.